Hi and welcome back. This is Jadi and I'm recording one more solve from the CTF challenges. Today we were playing DCTF, and believe it or not, our strong players are playing and we are in a awesome position. I wanted to say best position possible, but this is not the best, but we are in a very, very nice position. I think we are in the fourth at the moment. I just solved one strangely easy but high scored challenge from the crypto. This was it. This one is really basic. 300 points, which is a very good point. Yes, weak but lead is still on fourth position. Very nice. So, what was the story? So saying this one is really basic. 300 points, crypto. And the description is the answer to life, the universe, and everything. Always we can search the clues like this, find something, but being a geek, for sure, you know that the answer is 42. Also, there is a file which is called cipher.txt. If you don't know it, just search for the answer to life, the universe, and everything, and you will get 42. It's from the great novel by Douglas Adams, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. If you have not read it, go and read it. It's a very, very interesting one. But after downloading the file, this is the file we have. First, you can see that the size is very, very large. I always run a Tmax so I can divide my screens, do my tricks. So, this is the file we've downloaded. I will just go to the end of the file, Shift G. This will break the list. I don't have enough memory for this. I can say tail. Tail won't work. I will save it. How many lines is this? It's only one line of file, 5 megs of non-stoppable line, just characters after characters. So, and I have the number 42. I have named my directory 42 because I should be able to solve this challenge with only having this file and the number 42. As always, I will run an IPython session. I will read the data. So file is open cy.txt for reading. Then data is f read lines. I will read all the lines. Len of data, it's only one line. So my d data is data 0, the first element, because the data is a list. Each line will be, I wanted to say, type of data. It's a list because each line is one of the lines, and each element is one of the lines, and we only had one line. So now in D, I have this huge data. What I tried in the beginning, because we only should be able to decrypt this with the number 42. So what I did was, you can always do if CTF in D false, so it's not decrypted yet. We might be able to find CTF somewhere. The first thing I did was I wrote a loop and tried to XOR every single character with D, with 42. But then I found out that this gives me some garbage. See, if I say my plaintext 1 is nothing, 4 character in D, what to do, P1, add to the P1, what CHR character of or C will give me back the C's equivalent integer in ASCII table, XOR it with 42, and give me back the equivalent character. This way I will have a plaintext 1, which is every single line of C XORed with 42. It's a 5 megabyte of data. I can say, give me the first 100 characters, of plain text 1, and it will give me this. This is garbage. But the first, I tried different variations and different things. It didn't work. But anything I do will give me some garbage. So, but the main file, the D, was interesting. Give me the first 100 character of D. You see, every single position is occupied by a ASCII character, normal ASCII character. So I wondered, maybe this is URL encoded, or better than that, base 64 encoded. So let's try that. The hint here is we only have one clue, 42. So XOR with 42, do 42 times something, or this kind of stuff. I said import base 64, and then said base 64 decode. Okay, decode what? Decode the D. P1, let P1 be this. So let's see P1. I printed P1. Again, I have a same pattern, only 64 of the main characters. English capital letter, English small letters, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, and this was a valid base 64. So what my next guess was doing 40 times base 64 decode on the same text. And we know each time you decode on base 64, your text becomes smaller and smaller. So I will say, and this can describe why this was a very huge file. I said plain text equals D. Okay? Now I say for I in range 42 times P equals, I'm doing this not to break my main data. If it didn't work, I can try to continue my test. So I will keep my D intact. But now I have a plain text. P equals U base 64 decode P. So for 42 times I do base 64 decode. DCTF, this looks a lot smaller than it did. A nice guess. And the point was we only had one clue. So we had to do something with this 64, with this 42. And when I found out, okay, this looks like a base 64, and tried to decode it with base 64, it was obvious that I was on the right path. The output was again kind of a base 64 encoded. So I decoded once more and found out, okay, let's do this for 42 times. And we reached this. You see, sometimes it's very easy. You just need some guesses, but guesses based on your knowledge, your experience. But it's not a very difficult mathematical issue. You just need some curiosity and trial and errors and good guesses. Be with me. Let's see if we can make all the problems solved in this challenge. Not all. It would be impossible. Who knows? Anyway, I was Jadi. Thanks for subscribing. And I will try to show you the main thing. The idea that solving these are not difficult. See, we just solved a 300 points challenge. Try it yourself and you will learn a lot of things. Thank you. Enjoy.